This is the all-new 4th generation Scarlett 2i2 from Focusrite, and it might just be the best budget recording interface for your home studio. In today's video, we're gonna talk about this beast of an interface, and of course, we're gonna put it through the paces and record some guitars. Let's go. Let's go over the specs of this interface, but before we do, full disclosure, Focusrite did send me this unit to try out, so thank you very much, Focusrite. However, they had no input in the making of this video. All opinions are my own. With all of that out of the way, let's go over the specs. As you can see, I'm recording with the Shure SM7B straight into the interface, and I just turned on the air mode. I'll talk about that in a second. At the front of the interface, you have two high Z inputs for guitar or bass, and with that, you have the input knobs with the halo metering so you can monitor your input level. The select button toggles between channels 1 and 2. 48 volt is phantom power for condenser microphones. Instrument toggles between line and instrument levels. And the three features at the bottom are my favorite. Auto automatically sets your input levels so you don't clip. This is amazing for beginners, so your levels will always be perfect. I wish I had this in my previous interfaces. Safe is something similar, so if you already have an input level, if you press that button and you play or you sing for 10 seconds, it will analyze it and it will prevent that input level from clipping. It's super smart. And my favorite feature on this interface is air. It provides presence and harmonic drive. It mimics an analog Focusrite console. It sounds awesome. The back of the unit has two XLR inputs for microphones, two monitor outputs, 5 volt DC power, and amazingly, Focusrite, thank you for doing this. This interface comes with a USB cable. This interface has been upgraded from previous generations, and the 4th generation has upgraded studio grade converters with a huge 120 dB of dynamic range. And lastly, out of the box, this interface comes with a huge software bundle from Pro Tools, Softube, Auto-Tune, and other awesome plugins. You can literally start making music out of the box. It's fantastic. All right, it's time to get nerdier. Let's go into Logic Pro and break down the song we just heard, and I'll show you exactly how I recorded with the Focusrite. All right, we are inside Logic Pro, but before we do, I just want to talk about this song real quick. I wrote this song 2 years ago when tragically Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters passed away. So this is my tribute to him. That's why it's called Taylor's Song. Like I said, we are in Logic Pro, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I did and how I used the Focusrite. There's two MIDI instruments for this track. That's the drums and the keyboards. The drums, I use Easy Drummer. I'll show you what it sounds like. The keyboards are just from Logic. They are something human. It's under pad. It sounds awesome. Check this out. It's got this uplifting organ thing, and it kind of sounds like a wah. It sounds so cool. So those are the two MIDI instruments. The bass and all the guitars, I recorded myself, and all the sounds, all the amp sounds that you're gonna hear are from the HX Stomp. The amps, I used a Vox AC30 and a Friedman, which is like a souped up plexi. Bass, I used an Ampeg. So here's the bass. It's pretty simple. Put it together with the drums and the keys for the rhythm section. Go to the guitars. So as I mentioned, the guitars, I use a Vox AC30 sound. Whenever I track guitars, especially rhythm guitars, I always do 2 tracks and then I pan them hard left and hard right, and that's exactly what I did here. I used my Jazzmaster. For the left side, I used no air on the Focusrite, and on the right side, I used the air function. As I mentioned previously, it gives you presence and this harmonic drive. So this is no air, it's on the left side if you're on headphones. And this is the air. It's very subtle, but there's definitely a difference. And then when you put them together, it just creates this huge sound. Lead lines in the verse. For both of these, I used a little bit of overdrive, and I used a JHS overdrive preamp to drive the Vox AC30, and a lot of delay and a lot of reverb. Very simple. I'm just playing like an A arpeggio. And then I did a counter lead line. Add the other lead line. Very much the verse. All right, at the chorus, the rhythm guitars are basically the same thing. Vox AC30, left side, no air, right side, air. And then I wanted it to be extra beefy, so I added a Les Paul with a Marshall plexi, or sorry, the Friedman. Left side has no air, right side has air. Here is just the Vox AC30. Let's add the Friedman. So a lot more drive. Let's add the Vox AC30. I just wanted this huge wall of guitars. And then for the lead, I used a Friedman with an overdrive pedal and some delay and reverb. There's a lead line in the chorus, and then there's a solo, and I used the same setting. So it sounds like this. Together. This is the bridge section. The guitar. that's pretty much the track. I have two cons for this unit. One, I wish the headphone output had more headroom so I can monitor a little bit louder in the cans. And two, it's not really a con, more a wish. For the 5th generation, I wish Focusrite would put 2 headphone outputs. That would be perfect for when I'm producing a singer, so I could be on cans and they could be on cans and I don't have to hook up an external headphone amp. Thank you again, Focusrite, for sending me this unit and letting me try it out. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much. Please consider liking and subscribing. Hit that bell for notifications. I will see you guys in the next video. Pick up that guitar, plug it into the Focusrite 2i2, record some music, and let's go.